Happy January 13th. It's the Primetime Alberta Sports Show. Once again, this Wednesday night, we have a special guest with us. We're going to be talking with Madison Kelly-Reinhart. She is a cheerleader based out of Okotoks, Alberta, who unfortunately isn't able to do it. And why cheerleading? It's an interesting sport that I know very little about, other than when you go to the football games, they throw a girl up in the air and she lands and they catch her and they don't let her hit the ground. So what we want to do today is talk to Kelly. She's 14 years old, been doing this now for about 5 years, 6 years. So we're going to sit down and we're going to chat with her. So don't go anywhere. Stay right there. Madison, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us on this Wednesday night. How are you doing?
Good. It's been really good, actually. And yeah, things have been going pretty well.
Awesome. New Year's, did you get to do anything exciting on New Year's, or did you do the social distancing?
Not really. We stayed home and we watched the fireworks from a distance. Ate lots of food, the usual.
Usual stuff. Awesome. So Madison, as I said in our introduction, you are a cheerleader. Some people may see this as not being a sport, but it is actually a sport. It's very competitive. And you've been doing it, 5 years. You were 9 years old when you started doing this.
Yeah.
What attracted you to cheerleading? What was it? Did you were at home one day, you saw the cheerleaders and went, I want to do that?
Honestly, we started in a pretty small company. So I started with Heart to Soul, like doing acro and dancing and stuff. And we always had the cheerleaders like next door because they were also part of Heart to Soul. And I don't know, I decided to try out for a team and I've loved it ever since.
Wow. So you just one day looked over at mom and said, I want to do cheerleading, Mom. Take me out of this. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I loved dancing and I loved doing acro, but I needed to do something more because it was like more about the dancing and the tumbling and yeah. So
that's awesome. Oh my goodness, a puppy. Disappeared. So Madison, tell us, you've been doing it for 5 years. Have you always done it out of a location in Okotoks? Like who would have you been with this year? Who have you been with? What clubs, I guess, have you been with?
So I started with Heart to Soul Dance Works in Okotoks, and eventually they transitioned into their own like cheerleading company, which was Dimed Elite. So I was there for most of my time, and then I started cheering at Perfect Storm Calgary, a location north in Calgary. So yeah, it's been a switch. Yeah.
So if COVID wasn't affected this season, or I guess in 2020, you would probably still be with Perfect Storm and enjoying hanging out with your friends and participating in competitions, eh?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. One of the things we talked about off air is just the training that's involved with this. I miss like it. You watch it at football games. There's definitely acro in it. There's definitely like that skill. So what, as an athlete, do you do for training? Like, let's start with that. What do you guys do for training? What does a typical training day look like for Madison?
So usually we would go through the basics of a stunt, so where we would be lifting the people up in the air and the different tricks we would do as we had the flyers up. We would go through the basics and start with our easy like preps or how to get down, and then eventually we would build into more complex things and putting pieces together. For tumbling, we learned a lot of stretches to do, especially at home. We did like rounds, I guess, and we would show each other what to do, and the coach would correct us individually, which got pretty scary. But yeah, it was good. With jumps, we also learned stretches, and we would do lots of training and lots of arm motion as well, because that's very important in competitions. And sometimes we have jumps and tumbling skills connected together, so we would work on those as well.
So Madison, would you say that cheerleading, if someone was looking to get into this, you should be a well-rounded gymnast of sorts and maybe have some dance background?
Honestly, no. You can do it, you could be a beginner and not have any skills or not know how to do a cartwheel, and eventually you'll be up here. You can start anywhere from doing prep teams to level 6 and world teams. They have Perfect Storm's really good because they had a lot of programs where they taught younger athletes or newer ones how to do the basic skills, and we have tumbling classes like set aside that you can attend, and it's just really good. So you can honestly join whether you're a 6-year gymnast or whether you're brand new.
And the one stigma, I guess, that's out there for cheerleaders is that it's only a girl's sport, but that's not true, is it?
No, not at all. I know a lot of male athletes who are in the cheerleading company, and it's awesome. Yeah.
I was going to say, no offense, I would rather get caught by a boy than flatten a girl trying to catch me. If you threw me up in the air, I'm just, I think it would hurt if I landed on a girl.
Yeah, absolutely. But
it's a little scary. Now, you brought up something in your explanation. Could you perhaps let our viewers know the positions? I don't know if it's called positions, but I know that there's a thing called a flyer. That's usually the littlest girl, and you guys throw her up in the air and hope that she comes back down, and sometimes just wait for her to come, and then you catch her. So can you explain the positions to our audience?
So for the longest time, I was a back base. So I was at the end where I would be supporting the girl from behind. Eventually, I moved into more side basing with Perfect Storm, especially when we did our pyramids, which are all of the stunts like together, all connected in a way. And I would support her by being on the side. Yeah. So never the flyer.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to be a flyer. That'd be kind of scary.
Right?
Have you tried being a flyer?
Not really. I remember a long time ago at Diamond Elite, it was like more when we were brand new and they were just kind of doing everybody as flyers, seeing what was happening and stuff. And I tried it and I couldn't like even stand up.
Yeah, it looks quite difficult. Madison, we got to take a quick commercial break. Somebody's got to pay the bills. Stay right there, Madison. We'll be right back here on the Primetime Alberta Sports Show. Welcome back, everyone. Madison, thanks for sticking with us. So just before we went to commercial break, we were talking about how you tried flyer and it didn't work out very well. Personally, I'm in my early 40s. I don't think I could be a flyer. I could probably be the dude that stands at the bottom and probably catches you and stands there like this, waiting. You have competed in quite a few competitions in your 5 years. Is there one that really stands out to you, Madison, that it just, you have the best memories of?
Obviously there's been a lot. Some of our favorite competitions were this one in Edmonton because it was like, it always went really well for us and we had a pretty good shot. There was one that stuck out when we went all the way to Vancouver and we drove in this big bus and yeah, it was amazing. probably one of my favorites. And last year we went to Nashville. Unfortunately, I couldn't compete because I had broken my foot, but it was still nice to be there and support the team and cheer them on.
So obviously it's a team sport, and individually you must train and be top notch for it. I understand that you have some medals or something that you wanted to show our audience about from one of the competitions. Is that true?
So these medals represent like kind of what competitions we've been to. So, oh wow, we've been to, Imagine's probably our most like the competition we go most to. And then we also have this one from PAC, which is also I think this is either an Edmonton competition or one in Calgary. Can't remember.
So as a cheerleader, you travel a lot. I didn't know that. Where else have you guys been? You mentioned Edmonton, Calgary, obviously close by, Vancouver, Nashville. Where else have you guys been?
We've been to Lethbridge, Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, Nashville. There was one that stuck out, but I can't. I think we were in Red Deer once as well.
Yeah. So a lot of travel obviously involved in that. I wanted to ask you, Madison, now that you're obviously older now, you're not one of those little mini kids. Coaching. My producer tells me that you've actually done some coaching. That's incredible. Do you want to talk about that? Like, how did that come about?
Well, for like when we were at Diamond Elite, it started more as like a smaller company because we were in a very like local town, I guess. But because I was kind of there for a while and I had shown that I was able to help with kids and be able to coach them, I started being part of the team and helping out and kind of creating bits of it as well, and doing summer camps for the little ones. Yeah.
Oh, Madison, we have to take another quick commercial break. Please don't go anywhere. I'm enjoying learning more about cheerleading. This is fascinating to me, being a hockey dad. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, everyone.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind, with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
Welcome back, everyone. We're sitting down with Madison Kelly-Reinhart, a 14-year-old cheerleader who unfortunately has been stuck at home most of this season due to certain circumstances, obviously. Jeez, I tell you. Madison, before we went to commercial break, we were talking about coaching. Obviously, being one of the older girls, I'm assuming, or one of the older athletes at the, is it called a gym? What do we call it?
Yeah, a gym.
At the gym, and having the little kids look up to you, that must have been awesome, being able to give back to them. How did that, was that cool? Was that awesome, being able to show these little ones how to do something?
Yeah, like, I guess the more hours sucked, but it was honestly amazing being able to work with them and being able to show them kind of what I can do and how I can teach them. And I don't know. It was nice being a leader and being able to encourage and be like, this is my sport. Why don't you try it as well? Like, it was awesome. Yeah.
It is really cool. It's in a lot of sports, you're starting to see that where they're using the older athletes to come back and help out with the younger athletes to give them something to look at. And they're going, wow, that's cool. I can do that. Talking to the producer earlier, you have some hoodies or something, or a gift that was given to you or something from the gym?
Yeah, so this one was more a competition, the PAC. We were the grand champions for our division.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And while I was coaching at Perfect Storm, the moms of the group made us all like hoodies. So it says Coach Maddie, and I've always kept it with me because like it just means a lot. And then we have the purple bow for Perfect Storm.
Oh, nice. That must be, it's always a different thing, the cheerleading thing, but obviously it's one big group and it's one big family. So it definitely would, I don't know, be fun, I guess, in a way. Like you get to hang out with your whole group and you're all cheering each other on to get 0 points or something. Is that what they call it during competition?
Yeah, like no deductions, so like no points taken.
Yeah. So I have in my notes to ask you about a Vancouver trip. Was there something that was really exciting on this Vancouver competition that you want to share with the group? Was it what happened there? Was it you guys jumped in the pool and all got giddy and got into the Coca-Cola before, or like, what was it? I don't know. I'm just reading my notes, Madison.
Oh, honestly, it was being able to bond with the team. We all stayed in this really nice hotel together, and there was like this big pool, and we would all go down and do our stunts in the pool, even though we weren't supposed to, and just, get along. And we went to dinners a lot all together, and sometimes, because I've made a lot of like friends within cheer, so our group, as well as the moms, would all go to dinners, and yeah, it was just honestly amazing.
Madison, if you cannot goof around at the hotel pool, there's no reason for a competition.
Right.
I got to tell you that. I was a hockey coach, a soccer coach, and really that phone call, I enjoyed getting it. It was like, hello, Mr. Greenall. Yeah, hotel security here. Yeah, we have your kids in the pool. I was like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, they've been jumping off of the slide. Oh, really? What did you do? Nothing. Okay, well, thanks for calling. Click. Yeah, and so you got to have fun at the hotels.
Right?
And I'm assuming with a bunch of moms, it was probably even better.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I bet there was one room you all had to stay away from.
Yes, I'm sure too.
So, Miss Madison, currently right now, what are you doing to keep in top-notch shape for being able to get back to competitions when you get to go back? So what are you doing? Like, are you just eating potato chips and sitting at home watching Netflix, or what are we doing? What are we doing to keep going?
I've started a resolution to be able to get my jumps better. So I've been doing exercises and looking up videos on how I can improve them, because kind of the better the jumps you have, the more in the front you are. So I want to be able to show those talents, and I've been practicing and stretching for tumbling and doing workout videos that I'm finding and seeing what's working best for me, and making sure I'm constantly going on walks, or just, I don't know, just the little things, eating healthy, drinking a lot of water. Yeah.
Water kind of gets boring after a while, but I hear you. Water
Right.
is much better for you. Madison, hang on real quick. We got to take another commercial break. Producer's yakking in my ear. Go to commercial break. So we'll be right back, Madison. Don't go anywhere. Back, everyone. We're sitting down with Madison Kelly-Reinhart, a 14-year-old cheerleader. In my eyes, so far, I've seen an athlete. I know that I still can't touch my toes, and I'm in my 40s. So if you can still touch your toes, I would give Madison a call and ask her what gym she's going to next season. Madison, before we went to commercial break, we were talking about what we're doing to keep in shape. You brought up some key points there. Obviously watching YouTube, trying to find out what you can do to improve yourself better to get seen by the coaches for next season, eating healthy, drinking lots of water. what are we doing about school? Because school is always important, Madison. So how's school going?
Honestly, I'm kind of loving school like online. It's been a lot easier, and I work very well off of routine. So I constantly have a schedule that I'm following, and like I'll have breaks, or even at lunch I'll go out, take a walk or something. But it's nice having the balance with school, and as well as making sure that I'm staying healthy mentally and physically. So it's actually been going really well.
That's good, Madison. Good to hear that you've been doing well, sitting at home, and unlike the rest of us who haven't shaved in a few days and getting more gray hair, need haircuts. Um, one thing that I want to touch on, Madison, with you is the competitions. If you could maybe highlight one that you attended, what would a coach say, or what would they do before you guys went out onto the floor? What sticks out in your mind as being one of the most inspirational speeches, or whatever was given by the coaching staff?
The one coach I had, she would always tell us that no matter what happened, she was so proud of where we've gotten and how hard we worked within the gym. How much she loved each and one of us individually, and like how much we meant to her. Told us that like no matter what happens, we're still a family and we're still able to work together. And I don't know, like it was just nice because there was the pressure, win first place, you got to try and do this, but at the same time, for her, it was more about making sure that we were still working together and still connected as a family.
Yeah, you bring up some key points there. The family, it's definitely in a lot of sports right now, the family is sitting on Skype calls and being together and during these yucky times. That's really cool that she would say that to you guys. That's awesome. Must be a good coach. Have you passed on any of that stuff to the younger kids?
Yeah, I would say so. It was more the like coaches who did everything who would kind of give the speeches, but I always had my part, making sure I was encouraging them and telling them that they were amazing, because while practice, like it's honestly been amazing, and some of the groups I've had and been able to coach have like changed my life. So it was important they knew that.
I have a really silly question to ask you. Have you been able, when you were coaching, did you get to lead? Like, did you get to help the little ones at a competition?
Oh yeah.
You did? No way. And how much fun was that?
It was awesome because we were just all like, I'd have little kids coming up to me and holding my hand, and I don't know, it meant so much to me, and being able for them to be like a role model, it was nice. And yeah, I don't
That's
know.
so cool. It's again, it's about family. Obviously, cheerleading is a sport, and it's mainly around family orientated. Trying to get everybody together and training and whatnot. Want to ask you something else. You over your years of competition, other than breaking your leg, or no, it was your foot, right? What else have you done? Like, this is like, it's a dangerous sport. There's no doubt in my mind. But what else have you done that, like, have you broken a wrist, a hand, anything cool?
Well, I have a like permanent like I don't know what it's called, because it's something on my knee, so it's like a permanent bump that you have to be really careful with, and it's like formed because I've been pushing like so hard and working my body. So it's just something I'll always have, and it's just this random bump on my leg, and yeah, I don't know. Obviously had to sit out because of the foot. Yeah, I don't know, not very big ones in any way.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Any of your friends, what have they broken?
I've had
Don't name names. Just say what they broke.
I had a friend who permanently damaged her wrists, which wasn't good. Lots of legs broken. Oh man, it was like so long ago. I knew like a person and kind of like a friend who had like broken their neck and couldn't do it. Yeah, it was bad.
And everybody thinks hockey's a violent sport.
Oh yeah.
Does your mom, like, I'm assuming your mom would come to competitions. Does she sit there like this? Like hoping you guys don't hurt yourselves or what?
Honestly, she's probably my biggest supporter and would always be right up there and cheering us on. And I don't know, like obviously there was the, oh my God, don't hurt yourself, make sure you stay alive. But I don't know, she was always up there, always had her good old camera out.
Between me and you, Madison, I could guarantee I could see your mom hitting that dance floor or the floor, or whatever it's called, and trying to do a cheer to keep up to you guys. But we know she's old, so it's okay. Don't tell her I said that. Madison, we got a break for another quick commercial break here. Please don't go anywhere. I want to ask you some really funny questions that I think you're going to have fun with. So we'll be right back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. We're sitting down with Madison Kelly-Reinhart, who is a 14-year-old athlete who does cheer. And we were just, before we went to commercial break, we were talking about how we could picture her mom running out onto the floor and trying to participate in the routine. I could see it. I've met her mom once, which was just earlier today when we were talking about Madison. Anyhow, Madison, some really funny questions that we would like to ask you, being a cheerleader. Number one, do you ever get uncomfortable wearing that funny looking things that they make you guys wear?
Honestly, like the uniforms have been probably some of my favorite parts because they were always so sparkly, and switching from blue to purple was definitely strange, but yeah, they got uncomfortable sometimes and you were always picking your wedgie. It was not good. Right.
Wow. All right. What's your favorite color?
Probably purple or any pastel color, honestly.
And what is your favorite pre-competition meal?
Oh, I've never been, I don't know. The hotel food. I'm gonna have to stick with that. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Going downstairs in the breakfast bar. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what is your favorite part of a competition?
It would probably have to be right when we are competing, because like honestly those moments, it's only about 2 minutes, but it's, you know, they just change your life, and you have these lights shining in your eyes and you have the judges staring at you, making sure you're making silly faces. But I don't know, those moments are like life-changing. And then especially after, when we're waiting to hear the rewards and who's like won and stuff, it's like, I don't know, I always start shaking and I'm always super anxious. But it's nice because we'll, as a team, we'll sit in a circle and we'll hold hands, bracing and hoping that we place well. And yeah, those moments have just, they're always like stuck out to me, and I miss them a lot.
Hopefully you'll be back soon.
Right.
Next silly question for you. What is the funniest hairdo you've had to wear in competition?
Oh, honestly, like, they haven't been horrible, but we'd always have to do the very slick ponytail, and sometimes like with my other gym, we would have to do the very like intense curls. And so like we'd always have to get up like hour or two earlier to make sure that we got the big curls. And it was so uncomfortable because we had like pins like jabbing in our hair. And when I remember this one time we were driving to a competition in Edmonton and I had to pin up my hair so like the curls wouldn't go loose. And I had the bag over my head as well. And yeah, the pins were just like jabbing at me and I was like in tears because I was in so much pain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Next question for you. Is what we watch in the movies, the cheerleading movies, the same thing as real life?
No way.
No. So there's no sparkle fingers or whatever they call it?
Pom-poms?
No. Haven't you? I can't remember what movie it is. My daughter made me watch it. I didn't know that. The guy says twinkle, twinkle fingers or something. And they, no, it's okay. Anyway, so it's not the same. So TV is not the same as doing it in real life.
Again, it's different for every kind of person. Like for me personally, right before we go on, like I feel like I'm gonna throw up and I just back out and I'm like, no, I can't do this, not going on. And usually in movies they make it also very intense and make it so there's a lot of like you're nervous and you're nervous for the team. And I don't know, it really depends on how you look at it. But
okay. Next question. Do you guys actually wear running shoes during competitions?
yeah, I mean, we have our own pair of shoes for cheerleading specifically. They're very like lightweight and obviously white shoes. It's usually more practice we wear running shoes or kind of whatever we want. Yeah, I don't know.
Cool. That
Right?
was just some of the questions we had. I told you they were silly. It wasn't me. It was the producer that wanted to know that. I don't know, the producers in their 20s. Maybe they want to join and do cheerleading.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, Miss Madison, we really appreciate you coming on the show today. Is there anything else you want to tell us about cheerleading that would encourage a young man or woman to want to be a cheerleader?
Honestly, like it's a lot of hard work usually as it is for a lot of sports, but honestly those 2 minutes are so worth it. And being able to connect with this team and being able to have people who you know will have your back, like especially in stunts, like if they don't have your back then you're done. It's nice being able to put trust into people and rely on others to put a routine together. And honestly, if you're a team worker or even independent, like you have stuff you can do while you're independent during cheer, or I don't know, if you have things that stick out, like you love tumbling or you want to be a star dancer, like you have to work for it. But there's a lot of times where girls have been put in the front because they've been such good dancers. And like from personal experience, it's amazing. And yeah, honestly, it's something for anybody to try out. And it's amazing watching other teams as well come together. And yeah, I don't know.
One last thought for you, Madison. What encouragement would you give to all the young cheerleaders out there having to sit at home right now? What's your one word of advice? I guess encouragement, advice.
Ooh. Don't give up. Remember that as you're home and as you're working and not being able to connect with the team sucks, but remember that it'll be worth it within the end. And as we all come together, it'll be as if it's another bonding experience and being able to reconnect again. And just, I don't know, looking forward to competitions and look forward to spending those nights in the hotel, in the pool. Just, I don't know.
That's awesome. Madison, thanks for joining us tonight. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back with you. Viewers, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate you tuning into our show, Primetime Alberta Sports Show. If you have a show idea, please email us. Give us an idea. We'd love to reach out and we'd love to share your story. If you have someone in your family competing in a sport, golf, swimming, cheerleading, hockey, gymnastics, give us a shout. We'd love to have you on the show. Thanks very much for joining us. Really appreciate your time. Bye.